Yo, what is up everyone, back here with another video. In today's video, we are going to be giving out 2 Series 1 rental codes for VGC. It's absolutely incredible that we are finally at this stage where now we have an official ladder to be playing VGC on. It's super cool. I'm really excited for it. If you guys are excited for it too, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what teams you guys would like to see next, you know, or at least like to see me play. As well, there will be 2 extra teams on the Patreon with full guides available there. If you sub a tier 2, if you sub a tier 1, then you just get access to teams, of course. But there will be 2 more rental codes and pace over there as well. The 2 pace and rental codes included in here obviously will be free to use, and the information will be included below. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get right into it. So guys, the first code we're going to share is a Talonflame Garchomp team meant to allow Garchomp to go for strong earthquakes next to his partners. If you'll notice, there are actually 3 partners here that are totally immune to Garchomp's earthquake, which is super strong here because it allows Garchomp to be able to spam Terra Ground Earthquake next to, and like put on a bunch of pressure. There's also Terra Fairy Gardevoir here to just get a bunch of damage down with its fairy moves, and it also has Trick to mess up stuff like Iron Defense Garganical. You have Clear Amulet Gyarados, so it can set up Dragon Dance freely and go for setup and pressure opponents. You have a Talonflame with Quick Guard, basically just to prevent Fake Out going into Garchomp, and also just protecting from other priority moves, along with an Expert Belt to help pick up stuff like a Moongus with the Brave Bird or a Terra Flying Brave Bird. Then we have a good, we have Goldango, and Goldango is able to use Make It Rain and Shadow Ball, obviously, to put on a bunch of pressure, and it's also utilizing Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot obviously lets you set up so that your Make It Rain does more damage, and the combination of Metal Coat and Terra Steel makes Make It Rain hit really, really hard. Finally, we have an Amoonguss with the Terra Steel type, and that just allows it to turn into a Steel type to really mess up Pokemon that are going for super effective hits into it, specifically going for moves like ice moves, if they go for any psychic moves, moves like that pretty much. And even Aqua Berry to cover if they go for fire move anyways into you, with Clear Smog to shut down opposing setup, Rage Powder obviously to redirect from its partners, Spore to disrupt the opponent, and then Protect just to, keep itself safe on important turns. Without further ado, we're going to get into one game with this team so you guys can see how it's played, and I'll talk through it. Alright, so here we are with the first game against our opponent. So our opponent is going to be using an Iron Hands, which obviously will not be legal, but the whole point of this is just to showcase the teams and show you guys how the teams will generally be played. Once we have ranked ladder, obviously I'll make this a little bit easier, but we are working with what we're given here. So anyways, regardless, let's just imagine the opposing Iron Hands is a Hariyama here, right? So pretty much what this team is designed to do is really take advantage of the Talonflame in the Garchomp mode, just being able to put on a lot of pressure, along with the Quick Guard just to be able to really disrupt opponents' ability to really just stop you from making your turns. As well too, I think that Goldango looks pretty good here besides the Skeledirge. I really think, honestly, if we go with something like Garchomp and Talonflame in the lead, and we have Gardevoir in the back, that could be really strong because Gardevoir really pressures the opposing Dragon types on the opposing team, right? And pretty much we can take advantage of that pretty comfortably. I also think here, as well, if we have something like Gyarados in the back that can help with the Skeledirge, it can also help deal with the opposing Amoonguss because we have Terra Flying on there, worst case. I don't think we need our own Amoonguss in this matchup, and I definitely am kind of hesitant to bring Goldango, mostly because of the Skeledirge and the Hydreigon. So I feel like this is a pretty safe bring for us to take. Yeah, so we'll have to see how our opponent actually plays. I feel like we have more than enough tools to actually really deal with this team. It's just more so about how our opponent leads and how they try and beat us. Also, I really like the King Gambit profile picture I have here, by the way. It's just like one of my favorites that I took. It was really hard to get that picture, actually. All right, so we're going to see a Hydreigon and Grimmsnarl lead. So honestly here, like, you could probably expect like one of 2 things, which is going to be a Draco Meteor in the Garchomp and a Fake Out, right? Or a Terra Steel and a Draco, right? So either way, like, Draco Meteor is probably coming out here. I actually feel pretty comfortable swapping in the Gyarados here and swapping in the Gardevoir. Mostly because then I could just actually scout the turn and kind of see what's going on here. I could also potentially just go for a Quick Guard here or Flare Blitz to keep the slot honest, and then just go for a Dragon Claw. And that way I hit the slot either way, even if it clicks Reflect. I feel like that's almost better here. Fine. Okay. Rough skin damage, that's okay. I could have Quick Guarded here and just gone for Dragon Claw, but I felt like it was a little too risky, and honestly, like, Gardevoir is still really good here, so I'm not in the worst situation either way. Okay, Draco, and it comes into Garchomp. So we are going to lose our Garchomp here, but honestly, getting in Gardevoir for free and then Hydreigon also having a lower special attack means it has to swap here, right? So, like, I'm not the most hurt by that turn. I actually feel like here, like, I can set up a Terra Gyarados sweep in the back, so... I almost want a Brave Bird here just to keep the slot honest, because, like, there's no way he Terrestrializes here because there's no need for him to. I could either just go for a Raw Dazzling Gleam, or I could just go for, like, a... Moonblast here. I kind of want to go for a Moonblast because I do expect the swap. I think also going for a Brave Bird here makes a lot of sense. I have the Expert Belt, and even if he decides to attack here, then I could just take out the Grim this turn. I guess a Parting Shot theoretically could be bad, but honestly, like, it probably wouldn't be the worst case here. The thing is with this team is you just have to, like, take advantage of your offense, you know? Skeleturge, okay, this should do a good chunk of damage into Skeleturge. The Brave Bird specifically should. Okay, he goes for a Thunder Wave into the Talonflame, which is fine. I think that's probably the least harmful turn that could have come out of this. Yeah, our Gyarados is looking pretty good in the back, and Moonblast should just KO here, yeah. Okay. What do they bring in? We get the Brave Bird too, which is really good for us. Getting that damage off, like, even though it looks like it's not that much damage, it's actually pretty important, so. If he doesn't bring in Hydreigon here, I feel like he's not Terra Steel, to be honest. Because you always bring in Hydreigon here if you're Terra Steel. Because you're always going to be in, like, a decent enough position, you know? But we'll have to see. Alright, so he probably is Terra Steel then in this case, because you never bring Hydreigon back in here if you, like, you have a Terra type to actually counter it. We're going to Tailwind here, and we're going to swap into our Gyarados, mostly because it's almost guaranteed the Steel move coming in here. And that just lets us reposition our Gardevoir to go for the move that's best for the current situation at hand, right? Because we kind of have to see, like, where the turns are at, and also this will let us get our Gyarados in a good position to actually do some damage. And potentially get a Flare Blitz off of Talonflame. That could also be really good here as well. I feel like here it's like maybe like a Ghost move into... yeah, maybe a Ghost move probably, right? I feel like there's no way that you're not like... that you're not like the Steel type Hydreigon with this team. Okay, Skeleturge comes out, that's fine. If he Draco Meters, I think it's okay overall. Yep, he's gonna Terra Steel here. I would assume that's Terra Steel, otherwise there's no reason to click it, right? Oh, Terra Water, interesting. Okay, so he's actually a Terra Water type. So, I mean, realistically, right, this doesn't really change too much, except that now we have to kind of go for Terra Blast instead. He is gonna go for Terra Blast Water, and that's probably gonna go into our... Oh, it actually goes into Gyarados. So I was gonna say that's probably gonna go into Talonflame. It actually went into Gyarados. Interesting. Got a crit, which kind of sucks for us, but it's okay. Get the Tailwind off, which is a big deal. I almost feel like a double target could really just KO this Hydreigon here. Skeleturge is doing no damage. Honestly, yeah, I feel like we actually go for that because Gyarados should do enough damage, honestly, to maybe clean up the game for us, and I kind of want to like ignore the Skeleturge because Skeleturge did such pathetic damage that turn. I think Hydreigon's really the threat on this team. Plus, they might just expect us to go for a Waterfall into Skeleturge because it's fairly obvious to just want to take it out, especially too if I like think you're gonna Draco, like I can just trade. So they probably won't leave Hydreigon protected here. I mean, I guess they could assume that I would double target it, right? But yeah, double flying is like a really interesting concept, especially next to Garchomp. It kind of sucks that we let Garchomp go down so early, but honestly, like, the way we're playing, we should theoretically be able to just bring this back. Also, honestly, Terra Blast might just kill. Gyarados is really strong. Let's see. Let's see if I'm overestimating it. I'm not overestimating. Okay, I got a crit. I feel like I still got the KO there because Gyarados is like really, really strong, but you never know, right? All right, so we're gonna get the Brave Bird off here too, which is nice. Or I guess we could have gotten paralyzed, but we should be okay. All right, so we get the Brave Bird off. Now Skeleturge goes for Shadow Ball? Will-O-Wisp? Okay, that's fine. Like at this point too, like we've gotten such like so much damage that like now they're forced to show their back, and if we have like at least the Gardevoir, which can outspeed them, it shouldn't be a bad position, right? I feel like it's probably Iron Hands in back, but we'll have to see what it is, right? Obviously, Iron Hands will be legal in Series 1, guys, but you know, we're playing on casual for now, so we gotta work with the Pokemon that are allowed. But the good thing is even though he's Booster Energy, he can't change his type, right? So that means that he's gonna get chunked by Moonblast really hard, or like by a lot. And we could just Quick Guard here actually to just block any potential Fake Outs coming out and just Waterfall into Skeleturge, take it out. Okay, let's see, Fake Out. Okay, no fake out, but we do just take out the Skeletor, so honestly, this is like a fair trade. This is probably going to be a target in the Talon if I had to guess. But it could be in the Gyarados, who knows. Yep, it's in the Talon. At this point, we should just be doing enough damage where we just win the game, honestly. I feel like it's just a Moonblast and a Terra Blast from our Gardevoir and from our Gyarados, and we should just have the game, right? So not too big of a deal here. Right, Gardevoir was honestly like really good in this set, even though like it only killed Grim and then like swapped. Like it was putting on enough pressure to like force the Hydreigon to terrestrialize, which kind of put him in like a weird awkward position where he kind of had to play the game differently than he would, right? But yeah, Scarf Gardevoir here is absolutely incredible. Like it's able to do so much damage on this team, especially when you get to the opportunity to Terra Fairy it. And like yeah, we just took it out. And dude, that wasn't even a crit. Like we just straight took it out. Like Gardevoir is crazy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that game and that showcase of the team. And let's get into the next rental code. All right, so for our second team, we have a Pelipper Palafin team. Now this team is basically meant to just really highlight Palafin's insane damage potential. And pretty much because of all the Paradox Pokemon being taken away from the format, it actually has like way more viability, mostly because it's not as hurt by the, it's literally just not as hurt by the, you know, by all the strong Paradox Pokemon running around. So the Pelipper is running Hydro Pump. This is specifically so it can get an easy KO on Arcanine, as opposed to like any other kind of spread move that you would use. Plus, I don't think there's any really good ones anyways. Hurricane, it is going to be Terra Flying, and the reason why it's Terra Flying is just so you can actually chunk a Moongus for a bit more damage. The Palafin is Terra Water, obviously, mostly because it's using its water moves. It is running Choice Band, so it can get like insane amounts of damage when you combine like Water, Terra, Jet Punch, or Flip Turn with Choice Band. You have Hydreigon with a Terra Steel type. This is just because it synergizes really well with the Rain. And obviously, you can use Draco Meteor or Dark Pulse to chunk things, especially with Life Orb. Then you have an Arcanine with Mago Berry. It's just a standard Arcanine set. You could consider putting Grass on something like this, but I went with Fire just because I wanted to be able to like amplify its damage if I was bringing the bottom four. But you could consider Grass on this team because it makes a lot of sense with the Rain team, right? For just the defensive stuff. And then we have Scissor with Clear Amulet. This is literally just so it can boost safely. Close Combat, I was debating between Close Combat or a Bug move. I ended up going with Close Combat because I wanted something to break through opposing Steel types. But it kind of depends. Like I feel like because you have Rain, you kind of protect opposing Steel types, and like this team doesn't really have any great options to break through Steel types besides Close Combat Palafin. So like you needed one more, which was Scizor, right? So Scizor with Close Combat made a lot of sense here. Then finally a Moongus with Regenerator. Obviously the standard set, still going to be Terra Steel. It really capitalizes off of Rain with the set anyways, so there's no reason to run anything else. And then you have Clear Smog, Rage Powder, Spore, and Protect, the standard moveset. So without further ado, let's get into the game. All right, so here we are with a matchup with the Palafin team. So luckily this person's actually using the rules this time, so we won't get like a weirder match. So I really want to take Palafin here, but the problem is there's a Gastrodon, which is actually pretty annoying. That being said though, I guess we could, yeah, Gastrodon's pretty annoying. I feel like here, honestly, like Palafin Hydreigon might work really well, but like we're not going to take the Pelipper this time because the Pelipper actually doesn't really help us into most of these mons. I feel like the ban Close Combat though is still going to put in a lot of work. I think having Arcanine is really important here, even though they have a King Gambit, unfortunately. Like, we do need the Intimidate for, like, a lot of the Pokemon on this team. And then I feel like, finally, like, the Scizor with the Clear Amulet's, like, a good move, because even though they have a Several Edge, we have a Palafin to, like, try and take that out. We also have Banned Ice Punch, which they might not expect when they terrestrialize into a Grass type, because they very well could do that, right? And yeah, I feel like we're just going to have to, like, surprise the Gastro and, like, hit it with a bunch of damage immediately just to get rid of it. So, like, prioritizing getting rid of Gastro is definitely going to be the main thing we have to do here to, like, really win this game. I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to approach it, because obviously they can't take all their Pokemon. Like, if they take Gastro, I feel like they take King Gambit for sure. They might take Several Edge as well, like Several Edge, King Gambit, Gastrodon, and then maybe Arcanine or Garchomp. Garchomp does feel a little bit awkward here, though, because, like... It doesn't like to Earthquake next to most of these Pokemon except for Murkrow, so I feel like if you take Garchomp, you kind of want to lead Murkrow. So we'll have to see. Oh, that's a cool picture on his end. We both have the pictures with our edgy Pokemon. If you guys are enjoying the video, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe, let me know if you got to this point in the video, and also make sure to check out the Patreon. I mean, we have like a ton of teams up there, so super useful, obviously, for those of you who are trying to get into the game. So. I mean, I feel like realistically, like, he has Gastrodon on the back and he's just baiting me. So, like, I'm definitely hard swapping out here into Scizor. And, like, I'm just debating whether or not I go into Terra or not, or if I protect. I kind of want to just Draco Meteor here and just go for immediate damage into Arcanine because it could put us in a really good spot. So yeah, we're gonna go for that. We're just gonna cycle our Palafin. Like we just want it in its band form, and like the baby form is risking like flip turn kind of connecting on it, so we don't really want to deal with that right now. Gastro. Yeah. There was no way I was taking that bait. Like good players know to never. Oh, we missed Draco. That's like really bad. Draco would have done a lot of damage there, so we would have been in a phenomenal position. But we can still play out of this, right? This isn't exactly like a losing spot. It's just that now we have to be like way more cautious in how we're approaching this. Like we do know that realistically, we are faster than the Arcanine, which is nice. So what I think we do is we swap in Palafin for the Scizor slot, and we swap in Arcanine for the Hydreigon slot. That's because Hydreigon will swap out first. So that way we don't give him a Defiant Boost on the King Gambit, and we can get in the Arcanine safely without like actually messing ourselves up. Also, like, Ice Beam's likely targeting into Hydreigon or a Yawn, which doesn't really matter to us. And then we can swap into Palafin, which is also going to eat up like whatever the Arcanine chooses to go for. I kind of wish Palafin got U-turn over flip turn, which sounds like kind of dumb, but like it actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Okay, Protect is actually really fun here. I'm pretty content with that. Oh, he double protected. Okay, so he's playing like a really passive turn. I feel like here, so I don't want to close combat because he's gonna burn me, right? So like he's for sure gonna go for a burn. So I have like two options here. I either eat the burn and just like say okay, like it's worth it, or I swap. So I think close combat might actually do a lot to this thing, to be honest. I kind of wish I had Helping Hand right now, but obviously like for the sake of like the team itself, like Helping Hand isn't really that optimal. So that's more of just like a, in this specific situation, I wish it did. I think we swap into Hydreigon here and go for a Snarl. It's pretty obvious he wants to go for a Wisp into the Palafin, and if we let the Palafin go down or like take that, it's not going to be very good. But here we could actually pressure a Draco Meteor if we get in the right position, so it's better. Ooh, is this a King Gambit swap? Okay, no, it's a Garchomp swap. This is pretty okay for us. If that was a King Gambit coming in, that could have been really bad. All right, we have our Hydreigon here. All right, so we can do one of two plays, which is like one is a really ballsy play of just staying in and just going for the Terra Steel and Draco Meteoring, right? And then side wisping ourselves to stay awake. I could actually see that play working out for us pretty well, but also too, it's like a little bit risky given the current circumstance. I kind of want to swap, but also that could be really like bad too, because he could also just get a ton of damage on us. He won't Earthquake though, because then he's gonna hurt his own Gastro, and if he does, like then he would protect, which is also kind of fine. We could also just like call him out on his BS and be like, you're not gonna. I kind of want to just Draco and protect. He might protect. The way he's playing is very conservative, so like he's probably gonna play conservative here. So we're gonna swap in Palafin. Because like we could Draco here, but then also like, you know, I just don't see him playing that way based on how he's been playing. So yeah, we're gonna swap again. Bullet Punch in close combat might actually pick up the Garchomp as well. Or Ice Punch too. We have Ice Punch. Yeah, he protected. Okay, that makes more sense. That's fine. Does a good chunk of damage, but we should be okay there. Oh, it's actually Life Orb Gastrodon. I kind of want to Ice Punch here in close combat because that keeps the slot like entirely pinned. Because I don't see him like terrestrializing into a different type. You know what I mean? I could also Bullet Punch, but like then if King Gambit comes in, I don't really catch anything, so I kind of want to just go for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Oh, this is gonna be a juicy Ice Punch. Nice. All right, that's like super good for us. The crit didn't really matter there. It was Choice Band, so I think that was for sure going down either way. But yeah, this is pretty solid for us now because obviously like we've gotten a ton of damage down, you know, and we got rid of the Garchomp, which was one of the biggest threats to our team. So I think he was going for an Earthquake there, to be honest. I wonder if he had terrestrialized if he would have lived, but honestly Palafin's like almost Zacian. It's actually above Zacian levels of attack now because of the nerf to Zacian that came in this gen. So to be honest with you, it's actually probably like even stronger. This game is definitely a little bit more position heavy than our previous game too, because I think that they just are trying to like play a bit more conservative here. So I think here we just swap and protect, to be honest. That just makes the most sense to me. We could get called out and like caught by the Gastrodon on Earth Power, but honestly, I feel like as long as we position well enough, we should be okay. Plus, we're faster and everything on their side, so they can't even bait us with like a swap into King Gambit or something. So it should be realistically like pretty easy to beat this. So I feel like this shouldn't be too bad for us. Yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this kind of content. So I really want to make like good VGC content, and like now that we finally have like the ladder figured out and like what's going on, and we finally have like stuff figured out, you know, in terms of what we're going to be playing, like it actually makes like content way easier to make as well. And like I really want to make sure this gen I'm making like really high quality content, especially for those of you who are trying to learn the game. So definitely be sure to like give me feedback down below and like let me know what you like and don't like. Like it's important to me that you guys like are honest with me, because it lets me make better videos, you know. And that's really the key, I think, to being a better content creator. So all right, we take a yawn into Arcanine. I mean, like, it's fine, right? Like, it's not, like, amazing, but it's okay. I think we go into Hydreigon here, and then we just go for a... Okay, we have two options here. We could double swap. I kind of like that better, to be honest. I like that, and I like that. If he catches our Palafin with the Will-O-Wisp, then, like, good on him. But I think he might just Flare Blitz into Scizor here. Because this is, like, your opportunity to get rid of it, right? Even Wisping into it makes sense. Okay. Yep, so we call him right on the Wisp. That's really good that we got the Wisp turn right, because that was like huge. That was a major turn for us to get right. Now we pressure Draco into this Arcanine, which is like really good for us. Yawn again. I mean, it's like kind of annoying, but like it's fine. This is like not bad. It's like realistically, we can just keep cycling the Palafin slot here, and like they can yawn us as much as they want, but like they're not gonna get what they want out of the turn. We don't really need to like do anything. He could honestly swap in King Gambit here, but like I don't really see it. Honestly, I kind of want to get rid of this Gastro, because then Palafin just goes in, right? What if I swap into Arcanine here and go for a Draco into Gastro? I kind of like that a lot, actually. Okay. It's definitely a tricky game. He's playing pretty conservative. Okay, so that's fine. That's actually really good for us then. If he didn't protect. If he did protect, it's a little bit trickier, but he did not. Oh, we missed again, dude. Wow, that's crazy how much we missed. Okay. I feel like here though we can just Wisp. Like, okay, so this looks really bad, but like funny enough, like even though we've been like getting really unlucky with our misses, like this team's still so good that like we've been like okay in the match. Like it could be worse, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're just gonna go for a Draco again. Like I don't think they have anything to stop us. Like they have the Lum, right? But it's nothing too crazy, you know. So I feel like it's pretty easy to pilot. We will have to see really, you know, how I guess they want to play this out. Because, like, if they let us Draco meter at all into this Gastro, I think the game's just over. That's funny. So, what's it called? So, Blunder made a tweet, like, a couple of, like, hours ago. And I'm using this Palafin Rain team, right? And, like, he was like, oh, anyone got any teams for VGC? I was like, well, I'm going to post this anyways, like, tomorrow. So, I was like, do you want one of the two teams that I was like showcasing, you know? And then he was like, yeah, I'll take the Rain team. So so yeah, I give him the Rain team. Okay, so he has the Terra Water, but I don't really see how this helps him, because because he knows I'm gonna KO him. That's smart. But doesn't that mean my Palafin just kind of goes in now? I feel like he's probably Lum, like my set was, because like I used Terra Water King Gambit and I was running Lumberry, so I think that's actually the case here. Okay. Yep, and he's Lum. Yeah, Lum is like the best item for King Gambit, like by far. It's just the best one with Terra Water. Oh, you went for Iron Head. Oh, so you know what it was? I think he wasn't confident that I was going to target into his Gastro, and like he didn't want to waste a turn clicking Terra Blast into his Gastro because I lost him the game for sure. But I actually think like him not taking that risk actually hurt him more than helped him, because like I'm kind of forced to like take that KO there, right? So like it kind of checkmates, like not checkmates, but like it forces me in a position where I have to. So I'm kind of surprised that he didn't go for that. But I mean, I guess, you know, it works out for me, so like I'm not gonna complain. It's just more so like I was just surprised that like that was his choice. All right, here I just go for a Draco Meteor into Arcanine for sure. Like at this point, I'm just chunking it away, and then I can just win the game. Okay, yeah, he can't like cancel the battle, but like Palafin would have swept him in the end here, so I feel like this is a pretty successful battle and showcase. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video. You know, I put a lot of time and thought into these teams, so hopefully the battle showcased that, and also like the time, you know, while I was making decisions, like hopefully it showcased like how much potential I genuinely think these teams have. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and also too, if you guys would like the 2 other teams that I made, there will be 2 teams up on the Patreon as well, exclusive for patrons, so thank you guys for support there. And if you subscribe at the 2nd tier, there will be a team guide for the 2 teams up there as well. As always, guys, I incredibly appreciate all the support. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.